Hi, my stained glass friends. This is David Gomm in the Stained Glass Studio, and today we're going to talk about something that eventually comes up with just about every artist, and that is, how can I make money with stained glass? We've had students who did beautiful works of art, and then it's kind of like when you're going to go to a pawn shop and you wonder what you can take to sell off or so you can raise money. She gave us a call, wondered how to sell her beautiful table. And I have some ideas for how you can go ahead and make money selling your stained glass. And I had it originally in an article called Marketing Stained Glass. And so I'm just going to talk to you about the principles that were in that article. So, the first section is called Going to the Fair. And we heard from several people that going to a certain craft fair would be the best way that we could market our glass. They told us stories about people who, oh, here's a glass artist who sells $30,000 worth of glass every year in just 2 days. So, with success like that, we figured we better go to the fair. And so a few years back, we went to Swiss Days in Midway, Utah. When we had high hopes. We thought it was really going to go well, but things just didn't go as we had planned. We didn't quite make back the booth fees that we'd paid. Well, we paid booth fees, and we had to build our structure and build all that glass, and then we had to, I think we had to pay about $600 for insurance. So what went wrong? How come we didn't get a lot of success? Well, the answer is, first of all, as gift glass sellers, we failed because we didn't sell enough product, and that's because we didn't have enough small gift items to sell. You can't sell what you don't have, and so that was one of the first problems. And then we were focused as custom glass artists. And we passed out cards, made contacts at the fair, and I think we did get one actual commission while we were there. So we did make some good contacts. We showed a lot of art glass at the fair, and so we did do a little bit. But we picked up, I think, a few customers and got to build some custom work. So that was a success. But the conclusion is, though, it felt like a failure because we made so little during the fair. But we had a great time. Met a bunch of people who wanted stained glass, which led to some custom work. So, in the future, well, we've pretty much decided that that's not really our forte, because we don't really like to build gifty items, and that's the kind of stuff that sells at a fair. And but we did decide that smaller boutiques would be good for us. Now, if you're the kind of person who does this kind of fair stuff, and we've been in touch with a couple of people who do that. Remember, one lady got all excited about one of our videos that she bought. She was going to make all of the things on the video and sell them. She and a friend were going to sell them at a fair in Texas, and they were really excited about that. So, those are some of the things that can help you to make money with your stained glass work. Now, the next heading in this article was getting custom work. And I want to talk about Tom Holdman, who is a local stained glass artist. When he decided that he was going to become a full-time stained glass artist, a neighbor recommended that he go to a wealthy neighborhood and go door to door asking if they need stained glass. And that's just what he did. And he made a contact with a family who wanted glass, and they had some influence with the library board, and that led to a commercial job, which led to a great deal of publicity. In fact, there are times when he said in an article one time that he gets tired of hearing about that particular piece of glass because, you know, it's so ancient history, he doesn't like going over that again. So what can we learn from this story? Well, that any friendship or relationship can lead to glasswork. And so what we have to do is ask anyone and everyone if they want or need stained glass work. And then you got to be kind of dogged in the follow-up. Because people will say, oh yeah, I've always wanted a piece. Put them on your list, make sure you talk to them, get a hold of them. And so that's the thing, you want to just keep in touch. And those can lead to some of your best successes in stained glass. Jeannie and I find that we work with a couple of designers, and often we get, not only do we get referrals from the designers, but then there are friends of their clients who will get in touch with us as well. So that can be helpful. I don't want to make this boring, but some of these categories or ideas really can be versatile. There was a company in, I think it was Wyoming, that specialized in making inserts for cabinet doors, and they really do a good job of it. And they get a lot of cabinet door work, and they make good money, and they have quite a number of employees, and so, you know, they're successful. So one of the things you need to ask yourself if you decide that you're going to do cabinet door inserts is, you know, you want to be ready to ask the right questions. One of the things you might want to inquire about is, do they have old cabinet doors or are they brand new? Have they been routed out so they have a rounded corner, or are they assembled so that they have a square corner? These are things that you need to know so that you know if you need to round your glass or on the edges, or can you come out with a square edge? And, you know, helping the customer arrive at what they want is going to save you and them a lot of time. So ask if they want to use transparent or opaque glass. What colors do they want to introduce, and what bevels, if any, should go into the design? Do they want to add lighting to their cabinets? How much do they plan to spend? Last of all, what finish do they want? Black, silver, pewter, bright copper, or antique copper? You know, all those that you can do, you might want to give them those options. Probably, I don't know if anybody's ever gone with bright copper, but we do have some people who want pewter. A lot of people go with what we call oil rub bronze. And oil rub bronze is simply a light coat of black that when it gets polished, it begins to show some copper in the black. Okay, at this point in the video, I'm just feeling like it's really long. And so what I'm going to do is stop it here, and then next week we'll do the other half. Now, I want to apologize to you for putting out a Tech Tip Thursday on Saturday, but that's because we were doing an install on cabinet doors, by the way, just last Thursday, and so we were busy. So you get this one. The next half will be of marketing will be on the next Tech Tip Thursday, and then the next couple of videos are going to also be about marketing. We've got some really good tips. We just can't show them all at once because it's too long and too boring. Okay. All right, thanks for being with us, and we'll see you next time.